The Supreme Court is a rogue court, a blunt instrument of Trump MAGA fascism. It's become totally illegitimate, and as such, it must not be respected. Here's 3 reasons why. First, in June 2024, this rogue court granted presidents lifetime immunity for any acts committed in the execution of their duties. This kind of power had never before been envisioned in U.S. constitutional law. Right away, this meant that Trump would not have to face trial for his criminal acts in attempting to steal the 2020 election, including the insurrection of January 6, 2021. It was a get-out-of-free-jail card for Trump and a huge boost just months before the election. But it was far worse than that. One of the 3 dissenting justices, Sonia Sotomayor, said this: "The President of the United States is the most powerful person in the country and possibly the world. When he uses his official powers in any way under the majority's reasoning, he now will be insulated from criminal prosecution. Orders the Navy's SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival? Immune. Organizes a military coup to hold on to power? Immune. Takes a bribe in exchange for a pardon? Immune, 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 immune." John Roberts, head of this rogue court, did not deny or even address Sotomayor's point in his rebuttal. So next time you hear Trump threaten to prosecute and even execute his political opponents, remember Sotomayor's argument. 2, this rogue Supreme Court has continually blocked and sabotaged the efforts of lower courts to hold Trump accountable to the Constitution. Take birthright citizenship, which guarantees that all children born here, including children of immigrants, are automatically citizens. It's part of the Constitution. It's an amendment that came out of the Civil War. You want to change that, Trump? You got to amend the Constitution. "Oh, that's too complicated," you say. "So I'll just issue one of my bogus executive orders." Right. Here I want to turn to Bob Avakian in his social media message 126, more on why only the sustained, determined action of the decent people can be relied upon to defeat and remove the Trump fascist regime. He goes very deeply into this case and its implications, and I want to urge everyone to get into this. As BA outlines, quote,
"Number of lower court judges quickly put a stop to this, citing the obvious fact that this executive order violates the Constitution. So the Trump regime appealed to the Supreme Court, not asking the court to rule now on the merits of this, whether his executive order itself is in violation of the Constitution, but instead to rule that lower court judges cannot issue decisions that apply to the whole country, nationwide injunctions. Such nationwide injunctions have been issued many times over the years, and they are especially necessary to stop the government from violating fundamental rights, such as the right to citizenship."
But the fascist court gave Trump just what he wanted, exactly when he wanted, and invented whole new rules to do it. Again, I want you to go listen to BA's social media message 126 to get into the guts of this very important decision. 3, you can read even more proof at this week's issue of Revcom.us on how the fascist court hands down some of its most important decisions in midnight shadow dockets, when the rogue majority rarely explains its reasoning and where overwhelmingly it rules in favor of Trump, how they stole 2 of their seats, and how some of them had outrageous conflicts of interest when they ruled to stop the prosecution of Trump, when they ruled in effect to stop the prosecution of Trump for January 6th. Conflicts of interest like Clarence Thomas's wife being an activist in the whole Stop the Steal movement and in January 6th itself. But the point is this: this Supreme Court has, through its own actions, made itself illegitimate. This Supreme Court will not save the country. It will not defend the Constitution, and it will not save any of us. The only thing we have to rely on in confronting this fascist threat is ourselves acting together. Be part of millions in D.C. on November 5th to demand the fall of the Trump fascist regime. Be there day after day, night after night, non-violently but determinedly confronting this regime. And when we're there, let's surround this illegitimate fascist court, along with the White House and Congress, chanting, "The Trump fascist regime must go now."